Welcome to this particle mesh importer tutorial. In this video, we'd like to show you how to convert your 3D mesh for the particle system. The particle system can use a mesh as an emitter. However, the mesh must be converted to a texture first. This is done using the mesh as texture generator. The Glare MeshSuite allows you to load a mesh from an OBJ file. To open an OBJ file, select File, Load OBJ, and select the file in a dialog. Once the file has been successfully loaded, the main window will show you a tree view that includes the mesh detail. The mesh is now open and can be used for export. After loading your OBJ file, you have to generate a mesh as texture. The following dialog allows you to select a few parameters. For the particle system, select Pos, Normal and UV. The size defines the maximum number of vertices used for the mesh, so make sure to select a size that covers your mesh vertices. (256) would allow for around 64K vertices, 512 for around 260K. If you want to be sure, just select 512. Okay, after that just save the texture. Copy this texture into your Ventus texture folder. And inside of Ventus, just load the texture here in the mesh emitter. After loading your texture in the mesh emitter, you need to be sure you set the type to mesh, not to box or ellipsoid. In some cases it makes sense to load the 3D mesh as well in the background to see the position of your mesh. If you start from scratch just only with the particles, in some cases you will not see them, or the mesh is too small. Anyway, just load the mesh and see the position. And now you can start to animate the parameters, like the movement, to see what happens if you play with the parameters. And now you have the full access to all the parameters to make a nice dynamic animation out of it. Another great feature is the texture. We have two kinds of textures on the particles. As you see here, the particles are the spots for the design and the color for the texture. In this case, you see it here more clearly. We have here a colored texture with the stripes, and this is the same on the particles. So in this case, you have the full access to the colors as well, and you can add another color information on top of it. If you need any help, just check the document inside the MeshSuite. So, that's it for now. Goodbye.